to class 35 of secretarial practice, and in this class we are going to study regarding the managing director or whole-time director. So your managing director is also the director of company. Okay, so what happens? So shareholders, so they are scattered in different places, so they cannot take an active part in the company. So what they do, they are going to elect the directors, and directors collectively called as board of directors, and one among the directors, okay, one among the directors will be elected as the managing directors to look after the day-to-day activities of the company. So why? Since it is not possible for all the directors to take an active part in the day-to-day affairs of the company, so they elect one among themselves for the post of what? Managing director. So they are going to look after the day-to-day activities of the company. So it is said that, so the managing director is a director who is, so he is a director, okay, so who by virtue of agreement of company, so by the agreement of company, whatever is on the basis of the articles of company, memorandum of company, and the resolution passed in the general meeting or the resolution passed in the board meeting, on that basis this person is entrusted with a substantial power of management, so which would not be otherwise be exercisable by him. So only when it is entrusted, or only when these resolutions like your general meeting resolution, board resolution, articles of association, memorandum of association permits the person to take these powers, unless and until it is given by these things, so he cannot exercise his power. Okay, so and includes a director occupying a position of managing director by whatever name he is called. So irrespective of his name, if he is going to occupy the position of the managing director, he is called as managing director. Okay, so we say he is given with a substantial power. So as a director he is having an administrative power, so in addition to that administrative power, so he is having a substantial power. So administrative powers like you are signing the documents, having the common seal of the company, or signing the negotiable instruments, share certificates, etc. Okay, so these administrative powers will be there in as a routine. So along with that they have the substantial power of management. Okay, so it is to be noted that the managing director of the company shall exercise his power to subject to full superintendence, control and direction of its board of directors. So whatever it is direction given by the board of directors, whatever it is, whatever how they are going to control, so based on that he is going to act. The next is your provisions relating to managing director. First, the appointment. So who is going to appoint the managing director? So we may say, as we have said, by the agreement of a company, memorandum of association, articles of association, or the board of directors resolutions in the board meeting, or the company's resolution in the general meeting. So by on this basis the directors, now the managing director is been appointed. Okay, so in case of public company, the appointment or reappointment of the person as a managing director should need or must have the approval of central government. So if the appointment of central government is not there and he is appointed as a managing director, so then he should vacate his office. The next is disqualification. So your company is not going to appoint any person as a managing director if he has a below 4 characteristics. So like undischarged, insolvent, or he is suspended, or he suspends a payment to his creditors. So which means he says no, you may not pay the money back. So the next is if we make a composition with director. Composition with director means a contract made by an insolvent or the financially pressed debtor, so with the 2 or more creditors, in which the creditors agree to accept one specific partial payment of the total amount of their claims, so which is to be divided pro rata or among them in full satisfaction of their claims. So or if he is convicted that he is involved in some immoral activity, so in such case, so person is not going to be appointed as a managing director. The next is term of office. So term of office means, so how many years he can hold the office. So company will not allow or will not appoint any person as its managing director for the term exceeding 5 years at a time. Okay. So being a managing director, you cannot hold your office up to 6 years. No, only up to 5 years you can hold. But you can appoint the same person or reappoint the same person as a managing director for the further 5 years. So of course, for reappointment, what you need? You need the permission of central government. The next is number of managing directors. So number of managing directorship means here, so at a time, in how many office you can be the managing director. So it is said that no public company shall appoint any person as a managing director. Okay, any person as a managing director if he is either a managing director or manager of any other company. So which means you should be the manager of only one company, or you should be the managing director of only one company. Okay. So, however, a public company may appoint a person as its managing director. So, if he is the managing director or the manager of only one other company. So, it is said that if he is a managing director or manager of any one other company, so which means he is allowed to hold the office as a manager or managing director in any one other company. Means one company means whatever you are working so far. One other company means, so you can hold only one extra. Okay, so this means that person can be a MD of two companies. So in such cases, the appointment must be approved by the resolution of the board meeting with the consent of all the directors present in the meeting. Surprisingly, a person may be the managing director of any number of independent private company. So we are studying about the public company. In public company, they say, so he cannot be the director or managing director of another company, and in some cases you are allowed to hold the two offices as a managing director, but you should have an approval by the resolution passed in the general meeting, and you should have the consent of all the directors there. Surprisingly, you can hold the office of the managing director as a managing director in any number of independent private company. The next is your remuneration. So remuneration we have already studied, right? So remuneration here, managing director may be paid with a remuneration either by monthly payment or at the specific percentage of the net profit of company. So such remuneration shall not exceed 5% of the net profit if there is only one managing director, or if all in together if they are there, so it will be 10%. Thank you. Vandaita.